Hi, and thank you for having us. My name is Stephani Guinan, Stephanie, Guinan, Guinan. I'm a proud New Jersey taxpayer. I am a registered voter. I have the luxury of being a heterosexual, in a heterosexual marriage. And many of the things that are being discussed here tonight don't impact me on a personal level, but I'm going to tell you what, I have to say to all the couples, I am so sorry that you have to deal with this because it is just unfair. You know, when I got the email, I wanted to come and speak out. I support civil rights on all levels. And I started thinking, what is the difference? What is the difference between marriage and civil unions? Like I said, it doesn't impact me, so I wasn't really sure. They seem to have all the same rights under the law, although tonight we're hearing that those rights really aren't fully held. So what was it that same-sex couples weren't satisfied with? Then I started thinking about marriage. Marriage, the title, and what does that mean? So I looked it up in an encyclopedia, actually on a Wikipedia, because everything's on email now. Marriage, this was the definition. Marriage is an interpersonal relationship with governmental, social, or religious recognition, usually intimate and sexual, and often created as a contract through a civil process. Civil marriage is the legal concept of marriage. Well, that seemed to define both. To me, that would have been the same title for civil unions. And I thought, but boy, marriage is so much more than a state can provide in a list of rights. It's late night talks about bills and about health issues and where you're gonna be tomorrow. It's the creation of a new family union, and usually under one name. It's the union of two different families, and if you've ever been at an Italian Christmas dinner, that could be a big deal. It's trying to stay connected in this really, really fast-paced society. For some of us, it's about how to raise children and whether or not to even have them. It's boredom, it's monotony, and it's a lot of hard work. So I'm going to ask the state tonight not to reduce marriage to a set of body parts. By keeping the two separate, what are we really accomplishing? Certainly not the sanctity of the institution. The state recognizes marriages for inmates that have a life sentence. They can't even hold their partner's hand when it happens, yet they are allowed to get married. They recognize marriages when both or one in the couple have failed at it 4, 5, 6, 7, countless times. There's no limit to the number of times you can be married. And currently, first-time marriages fail in more than 1/3 of the cases. And as the number of times a person gets married increases, so does the failure rate. But we are sending a message. By keeping the two separate, the state sanctifies inequality. It tells mayors like mine, mine was one of those mayors, that it's okay not to recognize any union. It sends a message that same-sex couples are somewhat less than all others. The state sort of, they've kind of created a residential business partnership. And I am sure, and after hearing these words tonight, I know the relationships is so much more than a business. If the state does not recognize the right of marriage for all, then how can we expect anyone else to? And to what end? Throughout history, government has used marriage for all sorts of purposes. They used it to secure an environment for the perpetuation of the species. It created a set of rules to grant property rights. It's protected bloodlines. Arranged marriages have joined countries. Government rules often included family land or a bride price. And today, all of this sounds really ridiculous to us. So does this controversy. This controversy sounds really ridiculous to me. So again, I ask the state not to reduce my marriage or anyone else's to be about a set of body parts. Do not make another set of ridiculous government rules. This division seems to be arbitrary, based solely on the opinion of who we should love, not our commitment to love. We spend our life looking for a soulmate, and when we find them, we didn't get to pick their package or even what that package was going to look like 10 years from now. Some people find their soulmate in a wheelchair, some in a hospital bed or a nursing home, or even in a prison. Sometimes couples can't have children, and they marry knowing that they will work together to find a solution. So when you review the idea of a civil union, maybe we could keep it. Maybe we could keep it as a learner's permit. Not the way it is now, but like a little thing you do before you're really allowed to get married. Sorry. But don't make a decision based on the package that our loved one comes in, because marriage is about commitment in the best and worst of circumstances. And this review is about all of us. It's not just about same-sex couples. It's about children who shouldn't have to be told that if they fall in love with someone who has a body not like theirs, they have the right to marriage. But if they fall in love with someone with a body similar to theirs, then all they get is a set of rights and no recognition of their love. So in conclusion, I ask you to decide. Recognize everyone's right to marry regardless of the package, or if not, then do as my mayor did and recognize nobody's. But please do not reduce this lifelong commitment, no matter what the title, to a right of selection, to a right to love better because of a package, because marriage is so much more than any state can ever legislate.